The sky, a vast and endless blue canvas, has always beckoned humanity. It stretches out infinitely, a serene and tranquil expanse that invites dreams of freedom and exploration. For centuries we have gazed upwards, inspired by its boundless beauty and mystery. We yearn to touch it, to soar through its depths, to break free from the confines of the earth. The allure of flight has captivated our imaginations, driving us to conquer the skies. With the advent of aviation, that dream became a reality. The Wright brothers' first flight marked the beginning of a new era, where the sky was no longer an unattainable frontier but a realm to be explored and mastered. Yet this privilege of flight comes with a heavy responsibility. Pilots, engineers, and air traffic controllers all play crucial roles in ensuring the safety of every journey. Their dedication and precision are what keep us aloft. Our mastery of the skies depends on vigilance, on understanding that even the smallest error can have catastrophic consequences. The instruments in the cockpit, the decisions made in the control tower, all must work in perfect harmony. The Tenerife Airport disaster stands as a stark reminder of this fragile balance. It was a tragic event that underscored the importance of communication, coordination, and adherence to protocols. It teaches us that the pursuit of air travel safety must be relentless. For the sky, though forgiving in its vastness, can also be unforgiving in its judgment. Every safety check, every precaution is a step towards preventing another tragedy. The year was 1977. The world was a different place, with its own unique challenges and cultural moments. Disco was at its peak, and the world was still grappling with the aftermath of the Cold War. It was a time of both celebration and tension, a reflection of the complexities of the era. On the Spanish island of Tenerife, a series of seemingly insignificant events would culminate in the deadliest aviation disaster in history. It was a convergence of unfortunate circumstances, human error, and miscommunication that led to a tragedy that would forever change the aviation industry. The aftermath of the disaster was a period of mourning and reflection. Families were left to grieve, and the aviation community was forced to confront the vulnerabilities in their systems. Today, the lessons learned from Tenerife have led to significant advancements in aviation safety. Modern aircraft are equipped with state-of-the-art technology, and air traffic control systems have become more sophisticated, all aimed at preventing such a tragedy from ever happening again. Pilots undergo rigorous training, and flight simulators are used to prepare them for every possible scenario. The commitment to safety is unwavering, a testament to the lives lost and the lessons learned. As we look up at the clear blue sky, we are reminded of both its beauty and its potential for danger. It is a canvas that we must respect and protect, ensuring that the privilege of flight remains a safe and wondrous experience for all. The day began like any other at Gran Canaria Airport, bustling with travelers embarking on their journeys. But fate had a different plan. A bomb threat at the airport forced authorities to divert incoming flights to Los Rodeos Airport, now Tenerife North Airport, on the nearby island of Tenerife. Los Rodeos, nestled amidst the volcanic landscape of Tenerife, was ill-equipped to handle the sudden influx of large aircraft. Its single runway and limited taxiways would soon become a critical factor in the tragedy about to unfold. Among the diverted flights were two Boeing 747s, giants of the sky, each carrying hundreds of passengers. These colossal aircraft, known for their size and reliability, were now part of an unfolding drama that no one could have predicted. KLM Flight 4805, hailing from Amsterdam, was under the command of Captain Jacob Veldhuizen van Zanten, a highly experienced pilot and a KLM instructor. Captain Van Zanten was not just any pilot, he was a respected figure in aviation, often featured in KLM's promotional materials. His expertise was unquestionable, making the events that followed even more shocking. Pan Am Flight 1736, originating from Los Angeles, was piloted by Captain Victor Grubbs, equally seasoned in his craft. Captain Grubbs had thousands of flight hours under his belt and was known for his calm demeanor and precise flying skills. Both captains were veterans, trusted by their crews and passengers alike. Both crews were eager to refuel and resume their journeys, unaware that their paths were about to intersect with devastating consequences. The urgency to get back on schedule was palpable, as delays meant not just inconvenience but potential financial losses and logistical nightmares. The stage was set for disaster. The weather was deteriorating, adding another layer of complexity to an already tense situation. Visibility was poor, and the air traffic controllers were overwhelmed by the sudden influx of diverted flights. Two massive aircraft, diverted to an overcrowded airport, their crews anxious to get back on schedule, a confluence of factors that would prove fatal. The crowded tarmac, the stressed pilots, and the deteriorating weather conditions created a perfect storm, setting the scene for one of aviation's most tragic accidents. The atmosphere at Los Rodeos was tense. The airport was shrouded in thick fog, reducing visibility to a dangerous level. Communication between the pilots and the air traffic control tower was hampered by language barriers and radio interference. To make matters worse, Los Rodeos lacked ground radar, a crucial tool for monitoring aircraft movements on the ground, especially in poor visibility. This combination of environmental factors, communication breakdowns, and infrastructure limitations created a perfect storm, a recipe for disaster that would soon turn the bustling airport into a scene of unimaginable tragedy. Section 5. The Final Act. As the fog thickened, the tension in the cockpit of both aircraft was palpable. KLM 4805, having refueled, was cleared to taxi down the runway and into position for takeoff. Pan Am 1736, still awaiting its turn, followed behind, instructed to exit the runway at the third taxiway. However, confusion arose over the exact location of the third taxiway. Misinterpreting a transmission from the tower, Captain Van Zanten of KLM 4805 mistakenly believed he had clearance for takeoff. He advanced the throttles, sending the massive 747 hurtling down the runway, shrouded in fog. Section 6. Aftermath and Investigation. The impact was deafening, a sound that echoed through the airport and beyond, leaving an indelible mark on all who heard it. The KLM 747, still in its takeoff roll, slammed into the side of Pan Am 1736, tearing through its fuselage with a force that was unimaginable. The collision was so violent that it sent debris flying in all directions, creating a scene of utter chaos and destruction. The force of the collision ignited a massive fire, engulfing both aircraft in flames. The inferno quickly spread, fueled by the large quantities of jet fuel, turning the runway into a blazing hellscape. The scene was chaotic and horrific. Emergency responders rushed to the site, but the intensity of the flames and the thick black smoke made their task incredibly difficult. The air was filled with the acrid smell of burning metal and fuel. Rescue workers, struggling through the dense fog and debris, were met with a scene of utter devastation. The wreckage was strewn across the runway, and the cries of the injured and dying filled the air, adding to the overwhelming sense of tragedy. Of the 644 passengers and crew aboard both aircraft, only 61 survived, all from the Pan Am flight. The survivors were in a state of shock, many of them severely injured, and they were quickly transported to nearby hospitals for urgent medical care. The Tenerife Airport Disaster instantly became the deadliest aviation accident in history, a grim title it still holds today. The scale of the tragedy was unprecedented, and it left a lasting impact on the aviation industry and the world at large. The subsequent investigation, conducted by Spanish authorities with assistance from the United States and the Netherlands, was long and complex. Investigators meticulously combed through the wreckage, analyzed flight data, and interviewed survivors and witnesses to piece together the events leading up to the disaster. It concluded that the primary cause of the accident was pilot error on the part of KLM 4805, compounded by communication problems and the challenging weather conditions. The investigation also highlighted several systemic issues within the aviation industry, including the need for better communication protocols and more rigorous training for pilots and air traffic controllers. In the aftermath of the disaster, significant changes were implemented to improve aviation safety. New regulations were introduced, and advancements in technology led to the development of more sophisticated air traffic control systems. The lessons learned from the Tenerife Airport disaster have helped to prevent similar tragedies and have made air travel safer for everyone. Memorial services were held to honor the victims, and families of those who lost their lives gathered to remember their loved ones. The disaster remains a poignant reminder of the importance of vigilance and continuous improvement in aviation safety. Section 7. A transformative tragedy. The Tenerife Airport disaster sent shockwaves through the aviation industry, prompting immediate and far-reaching changes in safety protocols. The International Civil Aviation Organization, or ICAO, implemented standardized phraseology for air traffic control communications to minimize language barriers and reduce the risk of misinterpretation. Training programs for pilots and air traffic controllers were revamped, with increased emphasis on crew resource management, assertiveness training, and the importance of clear and unambiguous communication. Section 8. Echoes in the Sky. The Tenerife Airport disaster serves as a chilling reminder of the importance of clear communication, adherence to procedures, and the unforgiving nature of aviation when safety protocols are disregarded. The legacy of this tragedy lives on in every cockpit and control tower around the world. The lessons learned from this dark day continue to shape the aviation industry, driving a relentless pursuit of safety improvements and ensuring that such a disaster never happens again. Section 9. A Legacy of Safety. The Tenerife Airport disaster, though a tragedy of immense proportions, ultimately had a positive impact on aviation safety. It forced the industry to confront its vulnerabilities, to examine its practices, and to emerge stronger and more resilient. The changes implemented in the wake of the disaster have undoubtedly saved countless lives in the years since. Today, as we board our flights and soar through the vast expanse of the sky, we carry with us the memory of those who perished at Tenerife. Their sacrifice serves as a constant reminder of the importance of vigilance, the need for clear communication, and the relentless pursuit of safer skies for all.